Yeah, you don't worry too much about, guys that are good shooters and they're taking really good shots for the most part and they're not going in. And, it's not, if you harp on it, if you stress over it, it gets worse before it gets better. So there really wasn't anything that anybody did differently. She just eventually was going to get it back, and it was just a matter of just keep getting her the same shots. And today, for the most part, she was pretty active. I mean, she was involved in a lot of stuff today. She scored a lot of different ways, which is a good sign. And obviously she shot the ball well from behind the arc, but she also did a bunch of other stuff and found a way to get involved. And that's the best thing that shooters can do is just keep shooting, and eventually it'll come back.
I know they rode the coattails of the 3 All-Americans from last year, but try to put in perspective the senior class with a record of 144-1.
144-1, yeah, that's pretty darn good, huh? And they'll be able to tell all their friends and relatives and everybody for the rest of their lives, They were 144-1. I played in an all-star game one time in high school, and the guy was my backcourt mate. He and we had 48 that night. He had 42 and I had 6. But I tell everybody we had 48. He went to Maryland and I went to Oblivion. But nobody has to know that, so T was going to go around telling everybody I was 145-1. Yeah, Mo Howard, yeah. So, these are great things to talk about down the road. I love it. I think it's great. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's the first thing I said when I walked into the coach's room after the game. I said, Sinai and T have never lost a home game. The only game they've ever lost in their college career is the game at Stanford. That's pretty ridiculous, really, when you think about it. It's pretty crazy.
How much do you like seeing your seniors, particularly these are more role players than some of the seniors, but come out and she did some good things, and Sanaya had a pretty strong game. It was kind of a nice way for everyone came to see him, and then they put on a nice display.
First of all, the crowd I thought was, was amazing when you think about, Saturday, 4:30. It's not like we're playing for a championship or anything today, and it's not like these two kids have been, iconic All-American players since they've been at UConn. There's just two regular kids who have spent, a good part of their life so far up here, and they came out for them, and our fans were, it reminded me of the old days. It's been happening a lot lately on the weekends, where we've been getting crowds that it reminds me of, back in the day when we would get this every game. So I know it was really a thrill, I think, for Sanaya and T to play in front of that kind of crowd on senior night. And we talked to the team before the game about how well the other guys needed to play. Sometimes, when you're playing in a game like this, the two of them weren't going to make it a memorable night for themselves. They just don't have the ability to do that. So they needed help from everybody else, and they got it. And they did their little part. And, it's kind of senior night that you want to see, you want to have. Those are the things that are supposed to happen on senior night. You get to celebrate, and you get to play well, and you get to, and bask in a little bit of the glow.
One more regular season game now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about where these guys are right now?
Well, we said before we came out of the locker room that, we're going down to South Florida to play a team that obviously didn't play that well when they came up here. And I don't think we're 65 points or whatever the heck it was better than them. We were 40-some points better than Tulane, and look at that one, the way that one turned out. So we're not going down there thinking that the score at the beginning of the game is going to be 30-0. We understand if there's any kind of competitive spirit in South Florida's team, it's going to be a dogfight down there, just like it always is. But if we could pull it off, and if we go down there and win, and these guys can finish the regular season undefeated, that'd be a hell of a thing for this group, because I don't think anybody would have predicted that when we headed down. We started in Florida and we're finishing in Florida. And there's been a lot of stuff in between, and I don't think anybody would have told us, with 6 seconds left in the Florida State game, don't worry about it, you guys are going to go undefeated. Okay. So a lot's happened in those 5 months, and I hope we can pull it off.
I remember being down at Maryland right before the start of the season, and players were saying that the first 12, 13 games seemed like the season had gone on 6 months. Has the pace picked up through the league season, and now does it seem like it's gone by quickly, or it's still dragging a little bit?
No, it goes by quickly. November flies by. December. There's a lot of excitement in December because it's Christmas time. And everybody's anxious to get home. It's really come January and February, and especially the month of February, those 2-3 weeks are a drag. And it's like that every year. Doesn't matter. It's one more plane ride, one more hotel, sometimes 2 a week, and it just becomes, and you're not in school for a long time. So it really is. It's just a difficult thing to explain unless you're in it. So we try to give them a lot of days off. But then once you get to now is like you can tell there's a little bit more of a zip in their step, the last couple games especially, because you're starting to see, one more and then the conference tournament, and we talked about that. After Monday night, there's, if you're lucky, there's 4 weekends left in the season, and that's it. And you're not guaranteed anything but 2 games. So you either have 2 after Monday, 2 or 9, or any combination of that, between 2 and 9. That's it. That's all you're guaranteed. So when it gets like that, where every game's an elimination game, then that's when the excitement kind of starts.
Talking about the tournament, it's the only time all year that you play 3 in a row
Yeah,
with a no bench.
yeah.
And you have any idea if Keith's going to be playing?
According to our medical staff, Wednesday, she should be getting back into some sort of basketball stuff. How much? I don't know. Where will she be by Saturday when we play our first game? I don't know. She told me she's playing. I said, yeah, I heard you're playing. I said, I'm penciling you in for the second round of the NCAA tournament. That didn't go over too well. I think I got a hockey puck at my head or something.
Roger, then a couple more.
She says she's playing Saturday. What do I know?
Geno, like you said, these weren't 2 iconic All-Americans that you said goodbye to today, but was it still emotional, fun, the whole ceremonies? I mean, you like wishing kids like this good luck or all that they've done for you?
Yeah, when you see them in that light, everything but the basketball kind of pops up. So during that time when you're, doing the ceremony, it's never even about basketball, for me anyway. Like I said, the T's mom, and dad. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, who would have, when kid graduates, says I'm going up to UConn, and then shows up here, and you tell her parents, yeah, 4 years from now, this is what's going to happen. You got to be crazy, right? So it's that feeling that you get of, wow, that's a hell of an accomplishment. anybody that can last, and I told the players in the locker room, anybody that can last 4 years in our program and be contributing, you know, that's a hell of a thing. I know senior night's big at every school, but there's something about senior night here at UConn that's pretty special, you know, given who some of the seniors have been over the years. And Sanaya, you know, she's been to a lot of senior nights, and I'm sure there was a time when she was like, I hope I'm not one of those seniors that just gets to play 2 minutes in senior night and then call it a day. And to her credit, she's made herself a big part of what we're doing this year. And sometimes, you know, these are the things that last the longest in your mind. I'm sure her mom and dad were both a little bit, you know, where's this gonna go? So it was a little bit different this year than other years when it's like coronation, you know. This year was more of a celebration. Like they celebrated the fact that those two guys hung in there for 4 years, and you know, it was nice. It was really nice.